Lock S foils in attack position and use the force because you're about to go down the trench run. What an amazing little set. I really like this one. I do like the Dagobah Jedi Training a little bit more, but this one also lives on my desk right next to it. Welcome to the Cool Factor, this is Mike and we're looking at the 75329 Dead Trench Run at 665 pieces with $60 price tag. Is that expensive? Probably, but man, I had fun building this. It has a little bit of a worse price to piece ratio than the Dagobah Jedi Training. That one is at 1,000 pieces for 80, so just a little bit better. But I consider this as a fine entry into the new LEGO Star Wars Diorama section of LEGO Star Wars that I hope will continue in the future with more locations and scenes like that. I built this set live over on Twitch, twitch.tv is the Cool Factor. If you want to follow me there for some cool LEGO shenanigans, feel free to do so. I would totally appreciate your presence. Now you would look at the set probably initially and say, man, this is boring. Tons of gray and just a base in black. No, I would disagree. It was actually a lot of fun to build. It's a micro scale with some great techniques used. First things first, that X-Wing is brilliant. I mean, it's not the most accurate looking X-Wing, but at this scale, they did a fantastic job. There is an R2 print on a tile on the top, there is gem elements in the back in that dark pink translucent color. That looks great from the engines, and they used the minifigure ski elements or ski pole elements for the blasters, which are I think the greatest representation of that weapon system in an X-Wing at this scale. The transparent minifigure positioning element is giving the X-Wing the angle you are looking at, so that's a great attack angle, kind of evading the fire from the TIE fighters in the back. And speaking of TIEs, we have TIE Advanced, piloted by no one else but Darth Vader, trying to get that shot on Luke, and two other TIE fighters in kind of like a different positions behind him. Really cool display piece, I like this, that is asymmetrical, and the way they're positioned with the transparent bricks is just working great. You don't really see those pieces from afar, so if somebody enters your room and looks at the set, they think, well, they're totally floating, totally floating. The way these sets are designed, you start with the base in black, so that one has some elements for decoration in that silver grill pieces and the printed LEGO Star Wars logo plus a 2x6 tile.
With the Force is strong with this one.
Quote from Darth Vader. So that is an exclusive piece to the set. Thankfully, it's not a sticker. The entire greebling is built in a fun way. It's kind of like a 3D mosaic if you think about it. But I never felt a moment that it was boring or tedious. There is so many cool elements and techniques used here that I don't even know how to name them all, but I can tell you, rest assured, that it's a fun building experience. I wasn't expecting that, but I did have a ton of fun with it. The whole back wall is an interesting design element. You build it separately and just slide it in vertically to the rest of the build and secure it with two Technic axles or beams that are just going through those pieces into the holes in the build. It just works together very well. The giant turbo laser turret in the middle is a nice composition here. I like that it's slightly off center, so gives the whole composition a very nice kind of dynamic look. Some other elements include multiple different types of nozzles and wheel wells and wheels and lightsabers and you name it. I think that for the size, that set has an amazing diversity of pieces in light bluish gray actually. I don't think there's any dark bluish gray used except for some base, for some just color contrast, but overall, if you are getting this set for specialty parts, I think that's a pretty good deal. You will get a ton of greebling pieces, so if you're building some sci-fi MOGs or space MOGs or even classic space MOGs if you will, this set will give you just a ton of these to customize your builds. Even the fact that there are some pieces just sticking over the black border makes it that much more three-dimensional and that much more interesting to look at, as if it was just, you know, bordered off by black elements. It's not, so there is a lot of just little bit overflow of that greebling here, and even the top wall is kind of, you know, having some texture to it with a few elements here and there that makes it just much more interesting to look at. Same as with the Jedi Dagobah training set, I had much more fun with it than I anticipated. I just got this set because it just looked cool and I liked the scene and I like to have a microscale X-Wing, but in the end not only did I get a microscale fantastic X-Wing, great TIE fighters again with the print. I forgot to mention there is a print for their canopy, cockpit, whatever you want to call it. But also I just had a great building experience and a set that I just continuously come back to and proudly display on my desk at all times when I'm editing or just hanging out and working from home in my studio. So, good job LEGO. I feel that is a much better value than the trash compactor set, which I for some reason just dislike, maybe for the price, for the content of the set, maybe all of these things together, so that's the only one I didn't really get. But these two, I feel like I did not lose my money or waste my money necessarily on these two sets, and they are both equally cool in my heart, have the equal cool factor. They just represent different locations of the lore, and they're just built at a little bit of a different scale. One can wish it had some minifigures to go with it. Of course, Luke Red 5 would be great here, Vader as well, those two come to mind. But it would bump the price probably, and that's why Dagobah Training is just a little bit more expensive, but still a better price to piece ratio value. This here, it's okay at what it is. The minifigures the lack of minifigures is probably the biggest downside. Let me know what you think about this set in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Hit the like, subscribe, you know how this works. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye.